Hey, I'm Spenser.
And I'm Britton Ryan Shaw.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 319 albums in his Pikes series, and we're going to listen to them.
3 at a time.
This is Getting Head.
Welcome, ladies, fellas, and people who don't give a fuck. Women named Bella, and people who drive trucks. Lovers, haters, and people who call themselves players. Cheese graters, landscapers, and pancakers who call themselves crapers. Hot mamas, pimp daddies, and people rolling up in caddies. Osama, Obama, getting blazed and rolling up a fatty. Welcome rockers, hip hoppers, and everybody all around the world. Except for fans of Melton Berle. Get in my ass. Let's have a blast. It's episode 98 of Gettin' Head. Oh, Bucketcast.
Oh my God! Wow, we're here. We're at 98. We're inching ever closer to 100, which is way too many of these.
Or if you're European, centimetering our way closer to 100.
Yes. Thank you for the clarification for all our fans in Europe.
Approximately 2.54 centimetering our way towards 100.
There you go. The specificity is appreciated. We love to see it.
I mean, you're welcome. How else am I going to tell Europeans exactly how big my penis is?
You convert it to centimeters, it sounds bigger. So
yeah, I mean, especially like the Germans, they're all engineering types. They want to know. They want to know precisely.
Yeah, precisely. Literally. What are these inches?
Yeah. They know. Yeah, they know them when they feel them. all three of them. Centimeters, that is.
Yeah, all 3 centimeters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 98 though, like that's a lot. That's a big number. 98 has a very special.
No, it's not.
It has a very special meaning to me for a lot of reasons. We're gonna get into it, right? Okay. Firstly, certainly not
Windows 98. The
exactly,
best OS.
Windows 98.
The best OS. The very best one, besides ME, perhaps. ME, by the way. ME game.
ME.
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 ME. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Definitely. Windows 98 was a big one. I remember updating our Windows 95 machine to 98. That was a big moment in somewhere in and around 1998. Also, 1998, quite a few films of my childhood, very influential to me, came out in 1998. Firstly, Godzilla, 1988. Starring Matthew Broderick and Hank Azaria. Jean Reno is in that film as well. It's a banger. Everybody hates it, but I think it's great. I don't know. It's bad, but I like it. I like a lot of things that are bad. 98, though, also the film that defined me as a person. Disney's 1998 film, Meet the Deedles, featuring an original song by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Very special. Very special.
The now defunct Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. The the formerly Mighty Boss Tones. They are now just the disbanded Boss Tones, no longer mighty nor mighty.
Yeah, no, they once were mighty, but oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Oh, how the mighty mighty Boss Tones have fallen.
Yeah, pretty good. What else happened in 98? Like a whole bunch of shit, man. Microsoft Flight Simulator 98. That was a thing. That came out then. That was good. Half-Life. Half-Life came out in 98. That was a big deal. Anyways, let's get into it. 98 is the code for the international direct dial phone calls to Iran.
And I
ran.
ran so far away.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna make an actual joke, but it was just a reference. That's fine too. We're allowed to do that here.
Uh-huh.
Though I do like it when you subvert expectations like that. It's it's a thing. It's the Last Jedi over here, subverting
Mhm.
expectations all over the place. It's
Very
the atomic
postmodern.
number of Californium. I've never heard
Mhm.
of that. I don't know.
Dream of California, the mineral. That's the red rock hard chili peppers right there.
That's some
No, it
hard
doesn't
chili
work.
peppers right there.
Whatever. I'll work on that. I'll
Yeah,
workshop
yeah,
that. I'll get
workshop
back
it,
to you
please.
with a real joke later.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So 98 is the highest jersey number allowed in the National Hockey League because of the number 99, which was previously the highest jersey number. It was retired
Gretzky's.
in
Yeah, it's
order
'cause
to
it's
honor
Gretzky's,
Wayne
right?
Gretzky. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, how did you know that off the top of your head? That's actually impressive.
Because I don't know, I know shit.
Yeah, you know a bunch of like stuff that I'm like, why?
My
Why?
brain is like I can't like learn any like new skills or anything, but
Right.
all the other information
Right.
just gets caught in my fucking air filter in my brain and just like I'm like, oh yeah, I could tell you like, fucking Michael Jordan's 23, Shaq's 24.
Yeah,
I don't
your
know
your
why.
brain is like an apartment building dryer that hasn't had the vent cleaned out in like 30 years, and so it like dries stuff
Yeah,
all shitty. But at
yeah.
the same time, like it still works fine. There's just like a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
it's
shit
just
in there.
like most of the stuff in there is not functional information. It's just there for me to like one day go like, "Oh, I know this," and people are like, "Oh, okay, great,
Yep.
good to know."
Yep. Someone's impressed. There's yeah,
Um,
somebody's impressed out there.
yeah, it's good for podcasting. It's fodder. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, speaking of podcast fodder, check this out.
mhm.
98 is the number of sons of Ater in the census of men in Israel upon return from exile. That source cited is the Bible, Ezra 2:16. Ezra Miller 2:16.
Better than Ezra 2:16.
That's better. That's a better joke. There you go.
It is better than your Ezra joke.
Yeah, it is. Cool. Yeah, pretty rad. Oh my God. So hey, we haven't done a Bucketcast in a little bit because we did this last, or the last episode we did a little bit early because I went to Lost Wages. Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, ha
Ha ha
ha.
ha ha.
You made the ha ha.
Yeah,
Ha ha
yeah.
ha.
Yeah. Went to Las Vegas and it was a time. Let me tell you what. I saw a bunch of bands.
Well, like Morris Day's band.
Dang, I wish. That would have been tight. That
Would have been
cool.
a good addition. Like
Yeah,
that would have
honestly.
been right left field. Like what the fuck? Yeah, I'd see them here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah. What'd you see? What'd you do? What was Bad Dragon Dildo? Hit me with the good stuff.
Hell yeah, yeah. No, it was fantastic. I saw around 35 bands, all told. I was watching music from about 11 a.m. every day until about 4 a.m. every day, and then I was hanging out
That
until
sounds
about
awful.
6 a.m. I did not go to sleep before 6 a.m. the entire time I was there.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I did do some drinking, but I didn't get like too crazy. I think Saturday night was the drunkest that I got while I was there. I got pretty drunk on Saturday night, and I stayed up real late that night. I stayed up till like almost 7 a.m.
Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Watched a bunch highlights of the show. If we want to hit that, like there's some highlights. The
like
biggest
the magazine, the children's magazine highlights.
exactly. Wow, that's a deep cut. Yeah.
Did you know that Alan Dulles was on the board of directors for Highlights magazine?
Who the fuck is Alan Dulles? Never heard
He
of
was
that
like
person.
the Secretary of Defense, I think, for a while. He was like one of the architects of like fucking like the Korean War and Vietnam and shit.
Fuck.
He was a terrible man. Like the Dulles International Airport's named after him in Washington D.C.
Okay, I've never been to Washington D.C. One of these days, maybe, if I decide to do that. Right. So back on track here. Highlights of the show. Merciful Fate was fucking amazing. Oh my God! Like they were by far the highlight of the fest. That being said, though, they were the last big band to play on like the huge stage, like the really big
Yeah.
stage in the room where a lot
Yeah,
of people
they
were
were kind
going.
of like one of the headliners of the
Right.
festival. They were like being pushed.
Right.
Like at least in the targeted ads they were pushing at me, it was like Merciful Fate's first U.S. show in fucking 3,000 years, and I'm like,
Yeah,
all right.
basically. Um,
Um,
yeah, so they were the last major band to play, or they were the last band to play the big stage, and that was on Sunday night. And it really felt like the whole thing was kind of building to them performing, and then they
yeah,
performed flawlessly and like exceeded all expectations. Like they were absolutely amazing. Like their set list was just
King Diamond Band.
right. Yeah,
Of course, it's gonna.
their
I
set
mean,
list was entirely bangers, like entirely
Mhm.
crowd pleasers. And what was crazy is like they had the biggest crowd I think of any of the bands there, and so there was literally probably about 4 or 5,000 people in this room, all singing along at the same time to all
Hell
of
yeah,
the songs. And
hell
the
yeah.
crowd was so loud singing along that it was like drowning out the band. It was fucking amazing. Like it was like truly like an amazing experience. Like they were awesome. A short, very, very close runner-up to that would be Emperor, who was fucking incredible. Holy
I
shit!
heard their fucking one of their guitarists couldn't
Right.
get to the state though, or something like that,
Yeah,
so they
he
had to play
couldn't.
without him.
No, well, so they did play without him, but they had a guitar player there to
Oh,
take
okay,
his
interesting,
place.
cool.
So,
Okay, so they
well,
actually
so it
found
was
someone.
actually the guy who's been playing live bass for Emperor that was like playing guitar, and then they had
They didn't
another
have a
guy playing
bassist?
bass. Yeah, they had another guy playing bass.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Which it worked out great. They sounded fucking amazing. They sounded perfect, and like it was awesome. And again, there was another set list that was just like all bangers, you know. And so it was very crowd pleasing. It was very cool. And then so right after Emperor, I like hauled ass all the way across the hotel to go see Nothing, play in like the other kind of like ballroom, the other kind of like big area. And their set was also fucking amazing, but it was like it was a killer like 1-2 punch of just like fucking super intense black metal and then Nothing, you know, which is a band that does like alternative rock sort of stuff. And
It'd be
it was just-
amazing if they advertise Nothing and like everyone shows up and it's just a stage and no one's
yeah,
playing.
and the lights are on,
Just like an hour of like literally nothing.
yeah, that would have been pretty tight. Yeah.
That would've been funny.
I'm here for that. But yeah, super cool. One funny thing is like after Merciful Fate played, like everybody in the crowd was just like so excited. You know, there was just like an electricity in the air because everybody was just so pumped. And so when we were all like funneling back into the hotel, like everybody, there were so many people in the crowd just doing like King Diamond falsettos, and it was so loud, like. It
That
was just, like
sounds
drowning
annoying.
out everything in the hotel. It was so funny.
That sounds super annoying.
It was actually awesome. Probably
Maybe
annoying
for
for the people
you.
who worked at the hotel,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah,
I don't
like
know.
exactly. It's super annoying.
It was pretty
Think of a
awesome.
service
though.
worker. If it's annoying to a service worker, it's annoying.
I don't know if it would have necessarily been annoying. There wasn't like anything. It was just like a big hallway. There wasn't like anything happening in the hallway. You know. Well, there was a Starbucks in the hallway, but you could still order a drink over the noise. So. But yeah, Las Vegas was pretty interesting. Like I spent a lot of time.
I'm sorry, we're still calling it Lost Wages.
Oh yeah, sorry. Lost Wages was pretty interesting. I haven't been to Las Vegas since I was a kid. Sorry, Lost Wages since I was a kid. So seeing it again was interesting. I really only hung out at like the hotel that the thing was happening at and the hotel I was staying at. So I was not staying at the hotel that the event was happening at. I was staying at the one across the street, the Circus, because it was cheaper. And that place sucks.
I've been to Circus. It was a dump 20 years ago when I went there. It's so weird. It's like,
Yeah.
it is like dystopic. There's like fucking like big nets in the middle of rooms. It's supposed to look like you're in a circus, but it's enormous and it's just a sleazy fucking giant room full of slot machines and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
It's a
dank,
dingy,
dude. It's so
fucking
disgusting.
dark fucking room
Yeah,
filled
dude,
with
it
slot
sucks.
machines, man. And yeah, that place sucks. And like was not worth the money I saved to go to walk all the way back there. Oh my god. Okay, so the first day of the festival, Friday, right? I had gotten kind of drunk the night before, Thursday night when I got in at 1 a.m. Got kind of drunk with some friends, and so I was kind of like hungover that day. So I didn't really do a lot of drinking, but I was like mostly just like drinking water and fucking ibuprofen because I was feeling shitty. And so end of the day came around. It was like 5 in the morning, and I was exhausted. My feet hurt really bad. I just wanted to go back to my room. So I walk all the way from the fucking hotel all the way to the Circus, which is about a 15-minute walk outside, and then it's about another 10-minute walk from like the hotel lobby to my room, right? So it's about a 30-minute walk, give or take. So I'm like, I walk all the way back there, and my legs hurt super bad, my feet hurt super bad, I have a headache, I just want to fucking lay down, and I finally get all the way up to my room, and my room key doesn't work.
Oh.
And I'm like,
no.
Oh no. So I start looking around and like, I'm like, what the fuck? Is this the right room? So I just try like all the rooms around there because I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is my room, but like maybe I'm wrong. And so they none of them work. And so I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure this is my room. I guess I have to go back to the fucking hotel lobby. So I walk all the way back down to the hotel lobby. And of course, like even despite the fact that it's like 5:15 in the morning, like there's a line to talk to somebody at the desk. And so I wait in the line. I get up to a person. I'm like, hi, my room key doesn't work. Can you help me? And then the lady is like, oh, well, you can't keep this next to your phone or any other cards because it will demagnetize it, okay? And that's clearly what happened here. So just, you can't do that, okay? You can't do that. And I was like, dude, why? Like, why are you chastising me for this? Please just give me a key. Please just remagnetize it. Like, what does this matter? So she gives me a key. I get into my room. Cool, whatever. So the next day, I'm like, okay, well, I can't let the key get demagnetized again, right? So I put
stick it in your butthole.
Right, I thought about that. So what I did, though, instead...
Butthole's not magnetized.
Not yet. Anyways, we could get it there.
That's your next modification.
Oh, yeah, I love body mods. I've got a magnet in my ass. Anyways, I put it in my back pocket, and then at some point throughout the day, I end up getting a banana, and I put that banana in the same back pocket and carry it around for a while.
Is that what? Do you have a hole in that back pocket? Is that for food or pleasure there, Spenser?
It's for both.
With your prostate banana. You're walking around lost wages prostate banana.
So what happened, right, is so like you can open carry alcohol in Vegas. You can just like carry beers around wherever. And so because the beers at the hotel were like $12 to $16 depending on where you get them, like what we were doing is walking across the street to Walgreens and buying beers for normal prices and then just like carrying them around with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. So Saturday was the day that I got kind of wasted. So I was walking over to Walgreens a lot and buying like big Bud Light seltzers because they were very cheap. They were like $3 and they were like tasted pretty good. So I was like drinking a few of those. And at one point I bought a banana and I was like, I don't want this banana now, but later I'm definitely going to want this banana. I ate the banana later while I watched Dance with the Dead, which I thought was fun. But anyways, I had the banana in my pocket, and at some point, pulling the banana in and out of my pocket because I kept being like, "Hey, check it out! I have a banana." As you do.
Wow, you sound like a real fun guy to be around, Spenser. That's really cool.
Well, it's because
look, everybody! I got a banana. Bazinga! What's up, everybody? This is random. I'm so random. So I got a sport too.
I was like, hey, is this a banana in my pocket, or am I just happy to see you?
Banana for scale. Bacon is epic.
Oh, yeah, narwhal.
That's you, Spenser.
Yeah, totally, that's me. Yeah, I was actually quoting that iconic MirthCon song, Banana, and I was saying, whatever you do, don't forget to bring banana.
Iconic from a band that only the two of us have heard about. Excellent.
Hey, Monty remembered too. I made that reference to Monty, and he was like, you know what's funny is he said he was like, I'm the only person in this building who will get that joke. I'm like, yeah I know. But anyways, pulling the banana in and out of my pocket made the room key fall out of my pocket, so of course I lost the room key. So when I got back to the hotel at like 6 a.m., I was like, hi, I don't have a room key. I lost it. And instead of chastising me like they did with the fucking demagnetization nonsense, they were just like, oh, yeah, here you go. Here's the key. Have a nice night. And I was like, okay. So, like, I get yelled at sort of for, like, keeping my room key all day, but I don't for losing it? I don't get it, man. Circus sucks.
You gotta think about the human aspect here. It's a service worker. The first time you went, there was a big line at like 5 a.m. So they were probably like chronically understaffed, and it was probably a lady dealing with like a million drunk dumbasses with the exact same problem. So she's like,
Right.
God, not another one. All right, let me just rush through this. She might have sounded curt, but
Yeah.
you got to respect service workers.
Oh, I mean,
They're
of
just
course I
doing their
do.
job.
Of course I
They're
do.
just doing, they're
But the
just
Circus
doing their
Circus was
job.
a shitty place. It fucking
Yeah, no,
sucked.
Circus is like it's disgusting. It's
Yeah, it was gross. Like just walking around in like the hallways, the ceilings were really low, and they're like smoke stained, and it was just like real
yeah.
fucking gnarly. It was like at one point it was white, but it is now brown.
Yeah, I imagine like God, what's the Excalibur or whatever? I bet
Oh
that
yeah,
is
that was the
also
place I
fucking
stayed when I went there as a kid. Yeah, the Excalibur.
yeah. I bet that place
Yeah.
is gross now.
I bet. Yeah, holy
Like
fuck.
New York is also probably gotta be disgusting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Basically just anything that's any of those hotels, honestly.
I mean, some of them like keep updated. Like I'm sure like the MGM Grand is still probably pretty nice, and
Could
like the
be.
Bellagio, of course. There's some uh there's some like iconic ones like very directly on the strip where they're like
Hmm.
where they still have like huge Vegas shows and shit like that. God, I
Right.
can't believe you went to fucking Vegas and you didn't see either because he has two of them now. You didn't see either of Chris Angel's shows
I know, right? It's a shame. I wasn't there long enough. I was
because
watching bands all
he has
day.
Mind Freak and now he has another one that he did with the guy who did like Cirque du Soleil Vegas. And
Okay.
so it's like a way gayer version of Mind
Oh,
Freak.
ass freak.
Mmm. Yeah. Mind fuck.
Mind fuck. There you
Um,
go. Yeah. Well, Las Vegas is a hell of a place. It was super weird. It's weird how they push alcohol on you everywhere you go. It's like it's super pervasive and weird. Everything's expensive, but it's Vegas, so whatever. I don't know. It was okay. I had a really good time at the show, though. It was a lot of fun. Saw a lot of people that I knew. Made a lot of new friends. Very good.
cool.
Would recommend. Go to a music festival. It's a good time.
What was the coolest goth band you saw there? What was
Oh,
the gothest band you saw there?
dude, I saw several super goth bands.
What's the
I think
gothest one?
so. The gothest one was probably She Passed Away. Like
Oh
they're
yeah,
probably the
that sounds
most
pretty cool.
iconic goth band that I saw, and they were very good. But my favorite goth band that I saw was Twin Tribes. I like that
Oh,
band
Twin Tribes is
quite a bit.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Twin Tribes is really cool.
I so honestly like I've been a huge fan of that band for a long time. I think both of their albums are fucking brilliant. I think they were super good, and they played at 2:30 a.m. in the food court on Saturday night.
Food
Um,
court.
yeah, and it was fucking sick, dude.
Nice.
They went so hard. It
Dude,
was
playing in the
awesome.
food court is the most mall goth thing you can possibly do,
Right?
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 Hmm.
And so like I just like danced with all the goth babes in the middle of the night, listening to Twin Tribes. That was actually one of my favorite sets of the whole fest. That band's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Bass player has some great bass moves, like great bass
The
face
bass,
as
mhm.
well.
Excellent.
Recommended. That band is wonderful.
yeah.
And then the other thing that I think has a lot of goth cred is the last band that I saw before I left, which is not really a band. It was John from Health doing a industrial DJ set at 3 a.m. in the food court,
Neat.
and it was
Oh.
fucking awesome. That was really good too.
Well, speaking of goth, I think we
Yeah.
should get into some goth news.
Beneath the weeping moon, it's goth news. Goth news for cool dudes.
Ooh, this week in goth news, it's a fucking slow week for goth news. Nothing spooky happening in the middle of August.
Hate to see it.
Kind of dumb. It's summer, so goths, they're indoors. They're not doing much. You know who's not indoors, though?
What?
Mia Goth, actress and partner of Shia LaBeouf, who finally revealed the name of their child this week.
Oh.
In an email, Mr. LaBeouf said, I have a little girl, Isabel. Still no word on whether the child is a goth or a LaBeouf, so it could be Isabel LaBeouf, in which case this is not goth news in any way.
But what if it was Isabel Goth LaBeouf?
That's
a
very
sick
goth.
name.
Man. Goth LaBeouf is already just a super goth name.
Yeah, it really
That's-
is.
That's pretty sick, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? This news doesn't matter. In
Oh,
goth obituaries this week, we lost a goth in Maddie Aikiko. Best known as bassist and vocalist for Finnish gothic metal band Selenium. Maddie
I'm
founded
not
the band
familiar.
with keyboardist Sami Bowman in 1995, and since the band has become a staple in Finnish and international underground gothic metal scene. Akiko passed away unexpectedly at the young age of 46. He is survived by his family and friends and many goth fans worldwide. Rest in peace, Maddie. Forever sleep. Dream on, goth brother. And finally, in
Brother.
goth news, goth and pizza patriarch Papa John Schnatter revealed in an interview this week that at one point, Papa John spent about $30 million a year on garlic butter.
Yes. Yes.
In the interview, he says that he conceived of adding the cups of garlic butter with each pizza after opening his second restaurant. But due to production issues, like getting butter everywhere, they decided to take it out of their third restaurant, and customers went wild with anger to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
Schnatter said that by the time he left the company, they sold about 1 million pizzas a day, and the cups of garlic butter cost 8 cents a piece, making the bill for the corporation's garlic butter about $30 million a year.
Wow.
He
I don't
is,
think I've ever
however,
had their garlic butter.
sorry?
I don't think I've ever had their garlic butter.
You
Is it
should
good?
break veganism for it. It's amazing.
Okay.
You okay to breaking veganism for it?
No, I was just saying okay. It's just acknowledging.
Ooh, get diarrhea for Papa John's garlic butter.
If
can't
I
make a
was
picture
gonna
of
break veganism, it wouldn't be to eat Papa John's. It would be to eat some like sick ass sog paneer or something. But you know, we'll see.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
sog
like it
paneer is the
soggy?
only thing that I miss being vegan. Like I
That's
think about
it?
it regularly.
That's it. Just
It's really the only. Well,
just
okay, and
sog
pizza.
paneer, just spinach
Okay,
with
just sog paneer and like a really good pizza, I guess. Those are like the only
a lot
two
of really
things
good
I think
pizza.
about. Yeah.
Schnatter, however, is unsure of what Papa John's garlic butter bill is today. One thing he is sure of, though, is that he stepped down as CEO of Papa John's in 2018 after he blamed declining sales on football players protesting the treatment of black people in America, causing their stock to fall 30%. He then used the N-word during a conference call.
Stop news, some cool news.
Biggity baggity boom.
Boom
Oh,
shakalak. All the people in line.
was working this week, and
Yeah.
one thing I get paid to do is I get paid to go to board meetings for the condo board here.
Hell yeah.
But I'm required to go to them basically because
that kind of sucks.
I'm the person who actually does like everything around here, so I kind of have to be on the up and up. And there's a lady there who my brother briefly dated, and I've told you briefly about before, Jessica.
You definitely have.
And
Wait,
and,
what? Can we revisit why she's notable because of what?
Okay,
she
yeah, because I don't
in
know
her
if we've
book?
ever really talked about her on this
Yeah.
podcast before, and she is a series of very interesting stories to me, and just like a fascinating character. And this week she enlightened me, just gave me the gift of another just story. So going back, so my brother used to live in this condo complex, and there's this lady here who's just a little bit older than him, named Jessica. You know, she's so she's like maybe in her early 40s now or something like that. She's just a few years older than my brother, and my brother it's actually his birthday today. Happy birthday,
I know,
brother!
It is. Happy birthday,
Yeah,
past guest
he's
and friend of the
37
show.
today, right? 37?
At the
37,
same
37.
time,
Yeah, 37 at the same time, baby.
it's his most Kevin Smith birthday. We got to remind him of that.
We do. Oh yeah, I mean he's free tonight. If you're free tonight, we should watch Kevin Smith shit. We
I'm
need to.
not
We
free
still need to
tonight.
watch.
I wish it was. Yeah.
Boo! Not for my
No.
brother's birthday.
I know. I did send him a gift though, so
Yeah,
at least
you
there's
should have
that.
sent him a GIF instead of you like saying happy birthday.
Or Kevin Smith giving a
Or
thumbs up.
but you accidentally render it as a JPEG, so it doesn't even move and it's all blurry and shit.
There
Yeah.
you go. Right.
So Jessica, she is notable. So my brother briefly dated her, and like after a date or two, he's like, okay, she's like definitely insane, and it would be a bad idea to have sex with her. So, like, she tried to fuck him, and he's like, nah, I don't think this is right. And then she accused him of being gay because
Oh,
he didn't want to
that's
have sex with her.
awesome. Yeah, I
Which
mean,
is,
well, if somebody doesn't want to have sex with you, it means they're gay. That's just how it works, Britt. I don't know how you don't understand
well,
that.
even if they're gay already, and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to convince a dude to have sex with me, and he's like, I
Yeah.
don't want to have sex with you. I'm like, you're
You're
gay.
gay.
And he's like, yeah, but not with you. And I'm like, damn it, he's got a point.
You're straight. That's what you should claim.
Yeah, yeah,
circumstance. You
hetero,
like
cis
pussy.
hetero. What's up? So Jessica, she's just like, and then so didn't really hear much from her for a few years, and then a few years ago, I was a bit more involved with the board and board meetings, and I went to a meeting, and like the first meeting I went to, Jessica like intentionally like badgered our condo association manager until she cried. And then I brought a bunch of bottles of wine down. And I'm like, we should all just like, have a drink and chill out. And then everyone did, which was cool. But it was like all kinds of fucked up. And so then a little bit after that, me and my brother found out that she decided to write a memoir called The Gray Years. And both of us bought it for each other as a gag gift, not knowing if the other one bought it.
Oh my god, that's like such an amazing like turn
Yeah.
of coincidence.
Yeah, and we both read it, and she's absolutely offered motherfucking rocker. She's very self-important. She's just narcissistic, really.
Yeah.
Like she has a great chapter in there about how not racist she is, and she talks about how like, the doll experiment from like the 1930s or 40s or whatever.
I don't think I'm familiar with that.
It was a social experiment in which they were like testing race on children and like racial experience and like racial views in children.
Okay.
And they found that even like black babies or black children, when given the choice between like a white doll or a black doll, they would choose the white doll because society had taught them that that's the more beautiful, more acceptable like doll to pick, basically. And so it was a sociological thing that kind of proved like American society is fucking racist, and it's teaching people that black people are inferior and ugly and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so she like cites that in the memoir and says that if she were around back then and she were a kid, she would have chosen the black doll.
Oh.
In just like a
Okay.
super like, yeah, she would she's so good she would have overcome like the hierarchies and the society of the time. She's just that
Right.
goddamn good.
Right, of course.
Yeah, and so like because of like all this, she has been I always look for stories for her, and she's still very involved in the board for whatever reason. So just a little bit of backstory on the meeting that we had this week. A month or two ago, some guy got his car broken into, and Jessica has actually had her catalytic converter stolen from the parking lot before, which I think is really funny. But someone got his car broken into, and someone tried to steal it. And so Jessica, earlier in the day, she had seen some guy like walking around the condo complex who she thought was like, scouting for cars or whatever. And she doesn't like really have any proof or anything like that. And then, so during the meeting, we're talking about safety and stuff like that. And she's like, oh yeah, and the guy who tried to steal Eric's car there, I hate to profile, but the man looked like one of our landscapers. And then to clarify, she says, he looked Latino.
Oh,
And we don't have any Latinos living in our community, do we?
Oh. No. How did that go down?
There's just like relative silence, and we like kind of just moved on. But I just like, well, there was relative silence. Thankfully, I was muted because I started cracking up. Like I could not stop laughing. I was like, and just like, because I'm like, she's saying it. She just fucking, because after she said he looked like one of our landscapers, I was like, what the fuck? And then she's like, And to clarify, she says, he looked Latino. And I'm like, no. And then the icing on the cake was, and we don't have any Latinos living in our community, do we? I know for a fact we have at least 3. We have Franco and Marco, who they're definitely Latino of some sort. I don't know what kind. I don't care. But we definitely have Latinos living in our community who I know, and she doesn't because, she's a racist and won't talk to Latinos. Because the ones she sees on the property, apparently she thinks are just there to steal cars.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So that's my story for the week. That's the most racist thing I've ever been paid to hear.
That's
I think so. That's crazy because I've been the floor manager of multiple grocery stores, and a lot of racist shit is said by crazy old white men and white women too. Crazy shit.
Speaking of crazy racist shit, one of the I saw people wearing a lot of interesting shirts and merch at the metal festival.
Really, you crazy? That's crazy that there'd be crazy racists at a festival with so much black metal.
There's nothing that much black metal. There's only a little bit of black metal, but being said,
Emperor was playing there.
Emperor was playing there, but so one of the most interesting piece of merch that I saw someone wearing was I saw somebody wearing an embroidered bomber jacket. So it was like a jacket made specifically for this, and it was a jacket made for the NSBM band Goat Penis. And
that's a great name. But
it is a great name.
It sucks that they're NSBM.
So the art was actually incredible too. The art was embroidered on the back of this jacket was a giant goat man holding his giant goat man cock, and then it said goat penis under it. It's pretty good.
That's really good.
But I love that that dude spent so much money on his weird NSBM bomber jacket. Bro, what are we doing? But that was funny. That was a funny thing to see. Oh, yeah, speaking of black metal, though, but unproblematic black metal, I was wandering through the hotel. I think it was on Friday night. So this was the first day of the festival. Friday night, I was wandering around. I think it was around 3:30 or 4 a.m., and I'm wandering through the casino to find the bathroom, and in the center of the casino, there's a giant bar that's a big circular bar, and there's chairs around it and whatnot. And I'm walking through, and there's a guy kind of wiggling around in his chair, kind of slouching and wiggling around in it, just kind of being weird. And as I'm walking through the casino bar, he turns around and he sees me, and he looks at me, and he points at me, and then he starts motioning for me to come over. And I'm like, okay. Sure. So I start walking over, and I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And then I was like, I was a part of a Discord channel for people attending the fest. So I'd known about sort of what was going on and who was who. And I was like, I think I know who this guy is. I'm pretty sure this is Abith Dumaculta of Emperor. Or not, I'm sorry, of Immortal fame. Immortal fame. Yeah.
Black metal card revoked, son. Of Emperor.
Yeah. You don't listen to Goat Penis, and you got fucking Abbott's band wrong. You can't be in the black metal club anymore.
Abbott of the band Abbott.
Yeah, of the band Abbott now. Yes.
Abbott of Abbott. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the band that he was playing with was a band called Bombers, and they're a Motorhead tribute band. Also, the thing that was funny is that he is dressed like Lemmy.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know. And so he
kind of does look like a bloated Lemmy.
Dude, he looked so much like Lemmy. It was crazy.
If they crossbred Lemmy with a cartoon frog, it would be a both.
Yeah. So anyways, he motions me over, and I walk over to talk to him, and he puts his arm around me, and he pulls me really close, and he just starts talking to me. But
so drunk.
He is so fucking drunk, and I cannot understand anything he's saying. He's just excitedly saying nonsense, and I'm like, yeah, man, that's fucking tight. Hell yeah. And so I'm like, dude, we should get a picture. And he's like, yeah. And so so I hand my phone to this guy, and this guy takes a picture of us. And before we take the picture, he takes his hat off, and he puts his hat on me. And we take the picture, and he's like, let me see. I'm like, okay. And so I hand him my phone, and he looks at the picture, and he zooms in on my head wearing his hat. And he's like, you see what it says on the back of my hat? You see what it says right there? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what does it say? I was like, it says bastard. And then he's like, I gotcha. I gotcha. And he gets all excited and starts laughing.
He got you.
He got me.
He got you. You're a bastard,
I'm
Spenser.
a bastard.
You're a bastard. That rules.
I know, it did rule. So I'm like, yeah, man, hell yeah. Thanks. So I wander away. But what was funny was that my friend, so one of my friends that was hanging out there a lot, Chris, or hanging out there with a lot, Chris, so I found this out later on. He told me this story the next day, but apparently he was also in the casino bar, and he came in like right after I left and ended up with Abbott, and Abbott got him to, he was like, hey, I need you to teach me how to gamble. And he's like, I don't know how to gamble. And he's like, well, I don't know either, so you have to teach me how to do it. And I was like, and so he ended up like playing roulette with Abbott at 4 a.m, and apparently it was very drunken and difficult.
Sounds wild.
Kind of funny. Small world. You end up with weird stuff. Speaking of weird stuff, I think maybe it's time for a bucket fact.
Let's get into it.
Bucket fact, 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 bucket fact.
I think we'll go ahead and fold together a tale of Buckethead news and a bucket fact today. Okay, I'm not going to do that voice. We've discussed Praxis before, the band led by Bill Laswell with Buckethead, Brain, and a rotating cast of other musicians. Well, Bucket Bots, as of this recording, Praxis will be playing 2 more shows, perhaps their 2 final shows, in New York City later this week.
Right. It's pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I could go to
Praxis was formed in 1992 after Bill Laswell met Brian Mantilla through a group of musicians known as Limbo Maniacs, who would later become dub group Benoit, who we have previously discussed in Bucket Facts.
Benoit balls.
Benoit balls?
Uh-huh. You know the, like, Benoit balls?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Laswell also heard of Buckethead via his friends at Guitar World magazine, and together with his friends Bernie Worrell and Bootsy Collins from P-Funk, he put together an absolutely wild future funk metal supergroup. Praxis has released 5 albums, one of which does not feature Brain nor Buckethead. They also have 5 live albums, all of which are pretty good for live albums, especially compared to the live Pikes. And there is one Praxis album that features exclusively Brain and Buckethead. There's lots of speculation as to why Praxis is playing right now at this point in time, seemingly out of nowhere, especially since Bill Laswell hasn't played in the recent past, nor has Buckethead, and Brain mostly just does studio stuff now. Recently, Bill Laswell had to do a GoFundMe due to health problems affecting his work, and in an attempt to keep his studio and move him to a more accessible apartment in New York due to health problems, which was thankfully a very successful campaign and was fully funded. Soon thereafter, it was announced that 10 of Buckethead's guitars had been stolen, of which only 1 has been confirmed returned. Are these tragedies reasons for these unexpected shows? We may never know, but one thing's for sure. Bucket Bots are absolutely stoked for this event.
Yo, yeah, it's super cool. I would love to see him. Hopefully this means like maybe Buckethead will return to touring.
One would hope. One would hope. If you'd like to watch the concert but can't make it out to New York City, there are tickets to watch the live stream available online for $20 a piece. I think you can get them for either Tuesday, August 30th or Wednesday, August 31st. But if you can make it, there are still live tickets available for both shows at Sony Music Hall, starting at just $47 a piece. This will for certain be a once-in-a-lifetime and maybe last-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So if you're out there, you should check it out.
Bucket fact.
I don't know why the song didn't play.
We
listen to
3 more
this
Pikes
week.
this week. Pike 279. Oh, sorry, Pike 297, Pike 298, and Pike 299.
Fork
Robes of Citrine
and Thought Pond, respectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we got 3 real Pikes here.
In a row this time.
Yeah, in a row that he actually released, and
Right.
none of them are live, which is wonderful.
That's nice. Yeah.
Let's start with Pike 297, Fork, released on November 3rd, 2021, just 13 days after the previous Pike, Ghouls of the Graves.
Ghouls of the Graves is still like a really sick title
Yeah,
for a
it's a
thing.
good album, too. Good album. So,
It's pretty good.
this one is divided into 9 different songs called Fork 1 through 9, and I wouldn't say exactly like most of the stuff that he makes that's titled like, 1 through whatever. It's mostly kind of a big continuous song.
Right.
This is more just a very continuous theme for the most part.
Right.
And
Okay,
what's the
I'm just
theme,
gonna come out.
Spencer? What's the theme? What's the theme? Tell me, what's the
AC/DC.
theme? Huh?
AC/DC is the theme.
It is. This entire album, except for like one song, which is track 6, Fork 6, sounds like an AC/DC song.
Right. I'm just gonna come out and say it. This is one of the most difficult to get through Pikes I have ever heard.
It was
I
pretty
would rank.
boring.
I would rank this as almost more difficult to get through than some of the noise Pikes. Like this was
Yeah.
really
So,
hard for me.
It was just, the thing is, the riffs were very repetitive. Some of them were good, but after like the 4th time he plays it, you're like, okay, that's enough. But then
Dude,
it keeps going.
one of my
Is
notes
tho-
was
is-
it was literally like, did he mute the solos? Like, did he accidentally push this out without the
that's-
solos? Like,
and
what
that's
the
an
fuck
interesting
is
thing,
happening
is
with this?
It has, the only elements it has to it that are AC/DC are the guitar riffs and then also the very simple drums. But the thing about AC/DC and what makes it work is it's a vocal-centered band,
Right.
and the rhythm guitar and the bass provide like good rhythm, and then the lead guitar does some cool stuff over it. But this is just the rhythm guitar and drums, and that's it. There's no bass, I don't think, in any of this.
It's very dry. You know what
Yeah.
it sounded like to me? It sounded
that?
like whenever you're okay, it sounded like two different things. Like firstly, it sounds like if you type in like rock guitar backing track D minor
Yeah.
into YouTube, it sounds like the first result that pops up.
Yeah, or AC/DC like free rock backing track or some shit like that.
And you know what it also
could-
sounds like? It also sounds like if you're listening or if you're watching like a review of like a pedal or a guitar or something, and the guy has to do like a little demo
yeah.
of it, it sounds like that kind of shit.
It is,
like
because I mean, they're all very competently played riffs, and like
Sure,
his
yeah,
technique is
totally.
great, and they're
Yeah.
very clean sounding, and like he plays repetitively, and it doesn't sound totally like drag and drop because they'll put like little licks in here and there, but for the most part, it's just like like the 2 standout tracks on here are 4 and 6, just like the Star Trek movies. And 4 is just because it's a little thrashier than AC/DC, and the drums are a little more upbeat. It sounds more like GR
Sorry,
than
okay, we're going back to
AC/DC.
that. 4 and 6 are the standout Star Wars movies.
I meant Star Trek. Sorry.
Also,
also-
okay. All right. Okay.
Also, Star Wars 4, 5, and 6 are really, the only
4
good
and-
ones.
5, I think, is really the good one.
4 is a great film. Like 4 is so
Okay.
well edited and put together. It's
Yeah,
great
yeah.
storytelling.
Yeah.
Great storytelling.
Yeah. It's a great
Um,
hero's journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this album would not recommend unless like someone is like, man, I am really into Malcolm Young. And I'd be like, oh, have I got an album for you, buddy? Like,
Yeah. Like, no. If somebody said, like, you know what I like about AC/DC? The rhythm guitar and nothing else. Like, I think it would be cool if
I love
AC/DC
how
put out
simple
an
and dry
album.
the drums
Yeah.
are, and how it sounds like they have a drum machine playing for them.
Yeah.
That's
If they
also
put
my
out an
favorite.
album that just had rhythm guitar and drums, that's something I'm into.
Actually,
Somebody
or-
said that to me.
Or
I'd be
like,
yeah, okay.
or like someone who's like, you know what really fucking pisses me off about AC/DC? 2 things: vocals, guitar solos. Can't do it. Like, what? Okay. That's like the only 2 things about that band.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Like, I mean,
yeah.
so here's the thing, though. Context matters. Because this is released as just another Pike, it comes across like we're describing it. It's like, it's dry. It's not very interesting. Like, it's really long. I checked my phone so many times because I was like, did it play this album again? Like, what is going on? Like, it's still just playing.
No,
Why
it's
is
just
this
very
It
repetitive.
felt so long. I was like, dude, what is happening? But like, so if he had put out this album and said like, this is an album of backing tracks for you to jam along to, then it would be
or
an
like
entirely
make your
different
own
experience.
AC/DC songs, like
Right? Like, yeah. If he had put any effort into like contextualizing it in that way, I feel like it would be a way cooler.
You know what, Spencer? Let's contextualize it. Let's make an AC/DC album out of this.
Okay.
Let's add. You can do some solos. I'll play some bass and do some vocals.
I wanna do
We'll
some
have an
vocals,
AC/DC
too.
album.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and they'll just be like classic AC/DC vocals, just about testicles.
Yeah.
I was born with testicles, big fat testicles.
There you
And
go.
that'll just be all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
song content. He's got testicles.
Ooh.
No. He's got testicles. Like,
Hair on them testicles.
I got pubes, hairy pubes.
Big ass balls with hairy pubes. Yeah. Exactly. Just big ass
Let's do it.
balls. Fucking big hairy balls.
Big
Fucking-
ass, hairy, bushy balls.
My woman tried to say something to me, but I was like, bitch, you ain't got no balls. Literally. Literally.
So I got a bitch with balls. He got a bitch with balls.
That's actually, I like this idea. This is a good song idea. I'm here for this. Yeah. That's our new that's our new hit single. Gettin had a
I got a
Bucketcast,
bitch with balls.
Bitch with balls.
I got a bitch with balls.
No,
what is-
parentheses. No, parentheses. He's got and then bitch with balls.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. What does AC/DC stand for you?
Antichrist Demon Core, obviously.
Okay, I can.
Have you
I
ever
go with
listened to that band, ACXDC? They're a
No.
power violence band.
Mhm.
Oh, they're really good. They're way better than the actual ACDC. Much better.
Yeah. I thought it was Anal Cunt District of Columbia.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of District of Columbia,
Yeah, speaking of politics, Pike 298, Robes of Citrine, released on November 11th, 2021, 8 days after Fork.
Right.
This one's two tracks.
Mhm.
Clocks in at 26 minutes, 35 seconds. One of the shorter Pikes.
Right. Yeah. It's got some ambience to it. I think that this one is probably the most interesting of the three, but like I don't feel like this is a particularly great week for Buckethead albums.
No, this one is, I mean, it's a massage metal album, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it,
massage
'cause
metal.
it's like
Rubmaps.metal.
it starts out and it's like ambient keyboard, and you're like, all right, it's gonna be an easy listening one, and then he like kicks in with like kind of like, you know, heavy guitar-ish stuff, but like no drums on this entire album. I don't know, and it's kind of just like a melodic alt metal album that just happens to not have drums. And I think that's what makes it much more ambient than anything else.
It's pretty ambient. It is massage metal, definitely. This metal checks out rubmaps.org to find the Asian massage parlors in its area.
I told you mine closed down, right? Or the one closest to me, the one that I knew.
Sad. Pour one
The
out.
one that's
Pour some
next to the
lotion
watch
out
store.
for that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate to see it.
It's they use warm coconut oil. It's the new thing.
Oh, coconut oil is lovely for a
I
lot
love
of
coconut
purposes.
oil. I mean, that's seriously what like a lot of massage people use now, just because it's
Right.
cheaper and like good for your skin and stuff.
Oh yeah, it feels nice. Feels great.
So good, so good.
So yeah, it's definitely that. The last song, though, there's two songs. On
You
this.
mean the second song?
The second
the
song,
last song.
the second and also last song,
Oh.
is is really ambient, though. It is literally just like clean guitar with some delay and reverb and like a very light amount of like synth pads in the background. Uh,
It it really sounds like the first song. It's pretty much the exact same
yeah,
combination. Of everything.
there's no like, there's nothing else. It's literally just like
Yeah.
the clean guitar.
Same with the first one. It's just like he turns down the synth pads just a little more on the second song.
Yeah,
Then the first and penultimate song.
yeah. I was gonna say, see, I was gonna say first and penultimate song. I was also gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad I don't get to. You took that away from me.
Was one step ahead of you on the penultimate step.
Wow. Okay, that almost works.
Almost.
We'll give it to you. Okay. I want to ask you a question, but it's about the previous album. I just forgot to ask it then, because I have stuff to say about forks. What's the strangest thing you've done with a fork, or the strangest fork related situation, or fork tangential situation? Because like I've been in some situations regarding forks. You know, it's like, because when I was living in my car for a while, like a fork was a hot commodity, man. Like you needed them frequently, and like sometimes I just didn't have them, and I had to eat food with other things. I've definitely eaten food with like a debit card before, which is pretty cool, right?
Uh-huh.
I
I think that's how the Swiss eat, right?
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you're in Zurich, like,
instead of a fork and knife, they have a watch and a debit card.
Yeah, no, that's probably how it works. I mean, what's the strangest thing you've used as a utensil, you think?
I can't rightly think of anything totally strange. Like, I mean, if I have to use a strange utensil, I just kind of go with my hand. I mean, I have definitely eaten things when I haven't wanted to wash any dishes or anything. Like, I'll just like stick a big butter knife into it and eat it off, like a turkey leg right off the bone.
As you
You
do.
know?
As
Yeah,
you do.
yeah. But I don't really misuse utensils so much.
Your privilege is showing, bruh.
I know. Like, yeah, look at fucking Uncle Pennybags over here with his multiple forks.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
multiple clean forks. Yeah, your white
Uh,
privilege is showing there a little bit, buddy.
oh man, you know, living in a car is a hell of a thing, and you find yourself in some tricky situations. The trickiest ones, though, are like A, needing utensils, and B, spraying piss all over the car when you're trying to piss into a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the two worst situations to find yourself in.
Yeah, they should really come up with a better contraption for like pissing in a car.
Yeah, like something that like suctions over your dick so like it can't spray everywhere. Like that would be nice.
That's not mine, baby.
Oh yeah. Gotta figure it out. Maybe we should go into a business venture, make a car pissing apparatus.
Yeah, and make them like prohibitively expensive.
$5,000.
Comes with a VR. Like what? Why?
VR helmet. So you can put whatever you want to piss on. Like it comes
So you can go into a VR bathroom in Meta and take a piss in there. Like
that's pretty good.
go into Meta and piss on a cop's grave or on like the
There you
Twin
go.
Towers or something.
I was gonna say, yeah, we got the Twin Towers, you got the band 311, you got you got Rob Schneider.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rob Schneider actually likes it though, and he's like,
yeah.
oh,
Oh, he loves it.
like a baby bird waiting for his food. Oh,
he does. You know he does. Yeah, this Pike's okay, I guess. It's fine. It's the most okay of the week. It gets my approval on that regard.
yeah. Yeah. How many? What's the most ropes of citrine you've ever blasted?
That's a good question. I would say, yeah, yeah, there was one time. I don't want to tell this story. I don't want to tell this story. So no, I'm just gonna say no.
That's not a great. It wasn't a yes or no question.
I
though,
know.
but
That's why I'm just saying no.
Cool.
You know when you like don't put the lid on the blender well enough, and then you start to blend something and it flies off and stuff sprays everywhere.
Uh-huh.
It was sort of like that.
Oh yeah. Edging.
Yeah, when you just put the blender lid on a little bit.
Yeah. When you edge the blender, edge your smoothie a little bit.
Yeah.
Just edge your smoothie on a low speed for like 3 hours.
There you go.
And just like turn it on high, boom, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Blows all over the counter.
As you
I
do.
know. Yeah. Pike 299 Thought Pond.
There we
released
go.
On,
we're in the thought pond.
released on November 27th, 2021, 16 days after Ropes of Citrine.
Robes of citrine. Come on.
No, it's ropes.
You're
it's
filthy.
ropes.
Filthy. Ropes of citrine. You know.
This one comes in at 2844, so it's kind of a medium length pike as they go. Hey, so you know how Pike 297 Fork was like just an AC/DC tribute album?
Right. Uh-huh.
What do you think this was a tribute to, Spencer?
Jimmy Page.
It was a Led Zeppelin album,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it was. This one's a little bit better than 297.
It is because in general, Led Zeppelin's music is a little more interesting than AC/DC's bass music,
Not
at least.
by much, but a little bit. Yeah.
There's a few more. There's a few more changes in like parts and tempo and stuff,
Yeah.
but
And therefore, this one is a little bit more interesting in terms of like overall structure and like riffs and whatnot, but it's still very fucking dry and there's no goddamn solos and it's like backing tracks again, man. It's like somebody demoing a fucking like rat pedal. Or no, a tube screamer. Somebody's demoing a tube screamer on YouTube and they're like, sounds real good.
Through an Epiphone Les Paul.
Definitely an Epiphone Les Paul.
Les Sunburst, like classic Sunburst.
Yeah, an Epiphone lesbian. I don't know. I wanted to say that, and it wasn't funny.
I'm gonna cancel you here, Spencer. I'm sorry.
What? How is that cancelable?
Gonna have to put you down, boy. I don't want to, but you're gone too far.
Speaking of cancel worthy, I saw something interesting the other day. Guess who's back? Back again. Back on Instagram. Tell a friend.
Who's that?
A canceled comedian who I guess is no longer canceled. I don't know. Mr. Louis C.K. reactivated his Instagram.
Huh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He's I think he's hanging out with like a more conservative crowd now and stuff. Doing a lot of comedy about cancel culture, that kind of thing.
I don't know. I know that he won a Grammy for Best Comedy Album in 2021, but that is all I know. I haven't listened to his stuff in a long time, but apparently he won a Grammy. I don't know. How do we feel about Louis C.K.? Is he still canceled?
Yeah, I'm not
the cancel
gonna listen
report.
To stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to listen to his stuff. I mean, I've canceled him in my mind. I don't care what other people do.
Right.
I'm not going to listen to him. And if people ask me my opinion, I'm going to be like, yeah, I think he's a piece of shit. I'm not going to listen to his comedy. I mean, he did some amazing stuff, and like the fucking show Louis was phenomenal.
Was really fucking good, man.
It was really good. The guy's a great writer, good comedian, but like fucking creepy weird dude, man. I can't
just jerking off.
I can't support that creepy weirdness. Like,
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I feel weird about it. It's like I don't really know. Like, I feel like his apology at the time was pretty good as far as apologies go, but like, it's such a weird situation, and it's such a weird like. It calls, it recontextualizes a lot of his past work, and it does.
It does.
It's kind of weird.
The thing too is like, I mean, a big reason I won't like patronize him or anything again is he abused his power to do what he did.
Right.
And patronizing him again puts him in a position of power,
Mm-hmm.
which he obviously doesn't deserve in any way. And he is
if you're gonna
abused
abuse it, it's
multiple,
not good.
multiple times to the point that it's like seriously affected some people. So, you know, maybe don't patronize him ever again.
Mm.
It's really, and it's people are like, what? Am I never going to listen to this musician again? I'm like, yeah, it's really easy to not listen to music. It's really easy to like, you don't have to go out of your way to not do something. That's a passive thing.
Right.
Like, there's no fucking song that you love so much you're going to go to fucking into withdrawals for never listening to again. It's not,
Right.
that doesn't exist.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird, man. It's pretty weird. What are we gonna what's gonna happen to this podcast when inevitably you get canceled?
We're just going to go hard right, dude. We're going to become
Yeah.
an alt-right podcast.
Yeah, totally. Gods, guns, and
Yeah.
something else. I don't know what the other third thing is.
Have you heard about this this Brian Mantilla fella? You know, he says he plays drums, but you know, he works with this Melissa Reese, and from what I hear, she's a woman.
Yeah. Sure sounds like a Superior Drummer 3 to me.
Oh. Brian Mantilla was an inside job, inside the box. You know what I'm saying? Superior Drummer 3.
We're gonna remaster this album, and Toontrack's gonna pay for it. That's a really obscure joke. Good stuff. Yeah, this Pike I don't really recommend either. I don't know.
No, there's some kind of
fine.
Van Halen-ish stuff and Def Leppard-ish stuff here and there,
Sure.
but they're kind of like Led Zeppelin tributes in ways too. So, you know, most of the album's just fine. The last song though, Vulcan Stoke, I'm pretty stoked on. Is it Stroke?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wrote Stoke. Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Let me look it up. I actually do want to make sure because it sounds like if it is Vulcan Stroke, I mean we know a thing or two about a Vulcan Stroke. Star Trek 3: Search for Spock. Yeah,
It's Stoke. It's Stoke.
Emperor Stoke.
Thanks for the correction, Spenser.
Ah, dang it! I thought it was Vulcan Stroke.
Yeah, well, you know,
Damn
you
it!
thought wrong.
I was like, "Hey, cool! A song about Saavik jerking Spock off. That's awesome."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Maybe he was just watching Star Trek and he was like, "I'm stoked about this. I'm Vulcan stoked."
I'd be stoked about Vulcan stuff.
Yeah,
And I'm surprised Led Zeppelin never made any songs about Star Trek. They made all types of nerdy shit about Tolkien.
They were big nerds. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But they're also British, so they probably just would have written a song about Doctor Who if they were going to do sci-fi.
I mean, by that point, by the 70s, fucking Star Trek got really big in the UK too due to the reruns.
Really?
Yeah, so
Hmm.
it's a worldwide sensation.
It's true.
That's why like so many British people fucking love that show. Also, TNG ran in syndication from the beginning, so it was picked up immediately there. And of course, they have Sir Patrick, who's a national
Sir
hero.
Patrick. Yeah.
Sir Patrick.
He's great. We love to see him.
Sir Patrick Starfish.
I guess that's all we got for this one.
Yeah.
What's the biggest turd in your thought pond right now?
Biggest turd in my thought pond?
Somebody dropped a deuce in there.
I don't know. Probably that racist shit at the fucking board meeting.
Yeah, it's a pretty fat turd, man.
Big fat turd floating right in there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Bad
yeah.
times.
Hey, Spencer.
Hey,
Do you want to go on a journey with me?
I would love to go on a journey with you. Let's
Where
do
are we
it.
going?
We're going into the fucking bucket void, nerd.
Statements from the Bucket Boy.
Bucket boy.
my God.
Our God. Our Lord and
is an
God,
awesome
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ.
God.
Jesus Christ on the cross.
Jesus
we praise
Christ
your name and we
coming on the
walk
cross.
before sin. Give us your smegma, oh Jesus of Nazareth. Give us your smegma, oh Lord. Give us your smegma of Jesus of Nazareth. We'll spread it on some pita bread like hummus.
Whoa, pita bread, huh? Yeah, pita bread's probably the best kind of bread for
It's
that.
Mediterranean. It's
No,
around
or
that
like
area.
some kind of like unleavened bread, if you want to keep it a Bible theme.
There's some matzo crackers. Put the
Yeah.
smegma on some matzo crackers. I don't know if it's kosher.
You're turning into Adam Sandler again. What is the green liquid you're
No,
drinking?
I'm not.
You got to tell me. The viewers will want to know. The listeners will want to know.
It's the Adam Sandler juice.
Oh, well, it clearly is because. Okay, whatever.
Why would this juice turn me into Adam Sandler? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Speaking of nobody knows, Ale Snake Pit Hudson.
That's the greatest name for a guitarist ever.
I know it really is. Ale Snake Pit Hudson. Ale
Well, I
Hudson.
mean, what do you think he's named after?
He's named after Slash's Snake Pit.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
Slash's last name is Hudson. He's Saul Hudson, but what is ale?
I don't know. Maybe it's Slash's brother. He's also in the Snake Pit. I don't know.
He's Slash's brother who's named after beer.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I'll name you
ale.
Slash and you Ale.
It was just set up for like alcoholism and failure.
I mean, you got to set your kids up for the future, and by the future, I mean alcoholism and failure. So.
He's one half of the musical duo Ailstorm.
Oh, ugh. That band sucks. Okay, so Snake Pit Hudson, 9 months ago, very hard rock, AC/DC style. We love the Bucket Man.
I think that's a typo. He meant very hard cock, AC/DC style. That stands for a cock, dick cock.
Yes, it does. Wow, thank you for that. Yeah, it's exactly what it says.
You're welcome. I read right through that one.
You did. Vision Seeker said 9 months ago, when Buckethead went a-driving the turnpikes through Buckethead land on acid, listening to AC/DC and Deep Purple, and came home to record the next Pike. Out of respect, he said he tries not to put things in his body. But seriously, this one is dope. I love it.
Yeah.
I just really liked the parentheses. Out of respect, he said he tries not to put things in his body.
That is nice. Yeah, it's a good addendum because Buckethead does not do acid, from what we know.
He does not put things in his body.
I mean, I think he might. I think he might have like a prostate toy or something. Dude, I just got a vibrating prostate toy.
You can't stop. You can't help yourself. I mean, I did set you up for that one. It was an alley-oop, but still, you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. I mean, the everybody loves it. We all love it, but
no, Spencer. Everybody loves gaming.
yes.
Gay Romano's back, everybody.
No.
Everybody, Kim will suck a bunch of dick, yeah, right?
No.
Just go down to the truck stop and go to a glory hole and I don't care what's on the other side as long as it's hard and it'll come in my face.
Well, speaking of glory holes, Pizza Chat says 9 months ago, sorry, but to me it's like watching an F1 race only in first gear. Kept waiting for some glory. Well, the glory hole's down the road.
Yeah, and you know who's there? Hey, it's me, everybody.
Oh.
It's Gay Romano.
No.
I'm here at the
No.
door waiting for some
No.
cum. If anybody's got a big ball sack full of cum for me.
Speaking of big ball sacks, Jose Martin says 9 months ago, is not AC/DC, is Buckethead.
Here it stands for is not a circumcised dong
Dick
cock.
Oh, dong cock. Okay, you're right.
Cock
right.
here, yeah.
Wilson Rollin, 9 months ago. Absolutely beautiful. My mom just passed away 80 years. Thank you, Brian.
80 years ago and you're still mourning?
I know. I don't know.
Jesus, man. You must be fucking ancient. He's like a vampire. My mother
Right.
passed away 80 years ago.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Oh. We're not getting to that yet. Okay, so this one, I highlighted this comment because this user uses a word I have never heard before. Daniel Raphael says 9 months ago, edited, believe it or not, so they're doing there and then apostrophe RE, which is not a word. Sometime when I wake up in the morning with a Gadarene rush, exciting to listen to Buckethead. Now, I was like, Gadarene? Is that a word? And it is a word. I looked it up. So Gadarene is an adjective meaning involving or engaged in a headlong or potentially disastrous rush to do something. And the example they quote here on Google was the Gadarene rush to war in 1914. I've never heard that word before. Have you heard that word?
No, that's a word.
It's interesting because like this commenter not only used a word I'd never heard before, but they also had terrible grammar. So
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's definitely someone who's like English is like their second language or something. 'Cause
Yeah, that's
people who
probably
learn
it.
second languages sometimes pick up like weird, obscure words, and they'll just like hang on to them because they'll be like, "Oh, that's the right word with what I'm looking for."
right,
And they'll just
right.
like keep it in their vocabulary, even though it makes sense to no native speakers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. That's true. Interesting, though. Tony Barber, out of nowhere, says 9 months ago, November 27th is Jimi Hendrix's birthday, which is also mine. Jimi Hendrix played a Fender Strat, as did I. Parentheses, for my first guitar. Jimi Hendrix was left-handed, as am I.
Jimi Hendrix also had a big old fucking dick. Do you, Tony Barber? Didn't
I'm going to
think
guess
so.
no. He didn't bring that one
Guessing
up. So
no.
that's where
Guessing
the
no.
similarities
Sorry,
end.
Tony.
At
Tony,
there,
Tony,
you know?
Tony doesn't have that size of baloney. You know what I'm saying?
No, he don't have that baloney.
Mm.
But I like that this was unprompted. It was just strange. Like, bro, what are you talking? Why are you talking about this? Okay. There was a response to this one though. JC 9 months ago at Tony
Jesus
Barber.
Christ?
Yeah, Jesus Christ here. 9 months ago at Tony Barber. Dwayne Allman's, my favorite guitar player ever, birthday is 5 days before Jimmy's, November 22nd. My sister's is the 24th, and my favorite baseball player ever, Ken Griffey Jr., was born November 26th.
Wow.
So some facts about JC's life there. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really cool. All the numbers are coming together.
I like that these people are just sharing these random facts about themselves to basically no one. I don't know. It was a strange
Nancy
interaction.
Reagan was born on my birthday, and I hope she burns in hell. Oh, also fucking Margaret Thatcher died on my birthday, which is my favorite birthday
Right.
fact.
Also, you have the same birthday as Alexei Leho.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Which is
The
my favorite
recently
fact
deceased
right now.
Alexei Leho.
Oh, also, Kurt Cobain killed himself on your birthday.
No, he didn't. He was found on my birthday.
Oh, right. Sorry. Sorry. Thanks
Well,
for the
3 days
clarification.
before. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it later in the jokes section.
Yeah. But wait, that's the joke, though. The joke is on April 8th. Yeah. Okay.
Fifth.
Well,
5th, not
Um,
8th. You got the joke wrong.
so I need you to help me with this one. I need you to read the things that are in quotation marks, just because I want them to sound different. So the things in quotation marks, just the 2 words that are in quotations. Andrej Stemely says 8 months ago, "You're my hero, Poly 8." He's one of the YouTubers that uploads Buckethead stuff. "You're almost the only one who gives me access to all the tracks of my beloved
Buckethead.
Here in Switzerland, it's almost impossible to follow Buckethead, except through your videos on YouTube. Thank you so much. I love this dude's fucking goatee. You see his fucking goatee in this picture? He's got like it's not really a goatee. It's like a thick mustache and then like a
It's
thick
like a Vladian Impaler. My Ukrainian friend has that exact thing going on.
Interesting. Gerald Merkowitz, 4 months ago. At this point, I wonder if we don't have enough data to make an AI reproduce in his style so we can have continuous Pikes forever.
I think we've read almost like this exact same comment like 2 or 3 times now.
Have we?
It's been postulated several times. Yeah.
I mean, like at this point, though,
it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, we can absolutely do it. Yeah.
Probably. I mean, there's probably something that could happen here.
We could definitely make anything like fucking fork with AI.
Yeah, we need to find like a machine learning engineer and have him make a like AI Buckethead YouTube channel. Just generates AI Buckethead music.
Why? He makes so much himself. Why would we need AI Buckethead music?
Because it would be funny. I don't know. Grunge Boy 175, 8 months ago. Man, at the age of 16, I really got into the grunge side of music. Like Alice in Chains, Tad, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Melvins, all of it, man. And lately, I've discovered Buckethead throughout Primus. I dig it. It's like drinking beer on the riverside, fishing for catfish while eating fried chicken. LOL. Rock fist emoji, fire emoji. Gotta love grunge rock tunes.
So this is by far the fattest comment you've ever read in the Bucket Void. There is no way this guy is under like 250 pounds. He synesthetically compares music to drinking beer on the riverside, fishing for catfish while eating fried chicken.
Yeah.
So getting an animal to fry while eating a fried animal and drinking beer.
Yeah. That's some down south shit.
That's some fat shit, dog. That's some fat shit.
I mean, hey, at least Grunge Boy.
I used to be fat, man. I know some fat shit. I know fat shit, man.
I know you do.
I have the dark secrets of the Fat Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, the
The sisterhood of the traveling XXXXXXL pants.
I was gonna say the fried chicken bucket of the traveling fat brotherhood, but it's just something like that. Something like that. Vintage Tone says 8 months ago.
That's vintage Tony. Actually.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have a teal day.
Oh yeah, okay. This album is sick. God damn it. This is the best riffs ever played and heard. God damn it, man. This is too much.
No, Sick, I think is a Queens of the Stone Age song.
It is a Queens of the Stone Age song, yeah. I like how stoked this dude is. I like it that his name is Vintage Tone, and he does not have vintage gear in his picture. I think is also
vintage
funny.
Tony.
Vintage Tony. I like how stoked he is about the AC/DC riffs. It's cool, man. Rock and roll. Ben S. 8 months ago. We all love Strip Club Bucket, but would it kill him to throw in a few solos? All dressed up with nowhere to go, in my opinion. Still ace, though.
What album was this on? Fork?
No, this was on the 299. Thought Pond.
How is this strip club music?
I have no idea.
Like Rob Zombie and like hip hop or strip club music.
Right.
Okay.
Pretty weird. Pretty weird. This user's username, I have to assume, is being censored because
all
6
censored.
letters that are just asterisks now.
Oh,
So-
he must be a Clawfinger fan.
Ah, yes, he's a Clawfinger fan, of course.
He's the keyboardist from Clawfinger.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Oh, Oh my god.
You have to read the comment like this, like.
Okay. So this user, I actually selected, I think, 3 comments from because they're all fucking insane. So the spelling is insane, the grammar is insane, and they make no sense. So
This is such a good comment, dude.
it's really good.
This is an epic post.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I'd love
Okay,
to. I'd
go
love
for
to.
it. Go for it.
All right, so boop, says 8 months ago, my chick's made over there. Wern, it's time to beat the chick's beat. Quack millie chicks. Go war, angsters. Dance the beak.
Yeah, I think he's referring to James Vanderbeek with
Yeah,
that beak there.
I feel like this is if fucking Pauly Shore made a Star Trek show, he would make the aliens say shit like this.
Yeah, right. Wow, that's pretty good. So here's another comment from this user.
This still fits. It's like
Yeah,
if Pauly Shore wrote a Star Trek show.
I like this one a lot. So beep says 8 months ago, chicken peckin' beats and greets us. Greet us, ol' fetus. What?
What the fuck is this?
Dude,
It's so
don't know.
good, dude.
It's so good.
Dude, I'd read a fucking book like this.
I know, me too. Yeah, you should retranslate House of Leaves into this. Or no, Infinite Jest. There you go. Like rewrite Infinite Jest to be this.
I mean, one of the characters does write a lot like this in Infinite Jest.
oh, look
Like
at that.
the other main character who's not James in Cadenza. The guy who...
Weird way to flex that you read Infinite Jest.
I'm not proud of it. All right, like
Nobody knew who I was till I put on the bandana.
like I talk about Infinite Jest in any way but a joking manner ever. Like,
Okay, one more comment from this user. I'm gonna read this one here, and
this is so good, dude. Oh my god.
beep, says 8 months ago, old Jake break hauling synthetic meet and greet choose us graders. Damn, tooth picking good 18 wheels and deals. Jake's working for chicken feed. Get what, huh? We deserve what we eats. Breaker, beeper, 1-9er.
Dude, this dude is cool as fuck.
This dude is like free scatting Primus lyrics like while he's listening to the music.
Yeah, this is what it sounds like inside of the head of Les Claypool's dog.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
This is how Les Claypool talks to his dog when no one else is around.
Definitely.
Hey, old Jake Break hauling synthetic meat and great cheese and graters. Like, and the dog's like, what?
And so that's the way the dog
what do you
thinks
want me to
now
do?
because like that's the only like stimulation it's ever gotten. Yeah, pretty fucking good. Lastly, but certainly not least, I wanted to highlight something that is not related to Buckethead at all, but you keep bringing it up, so we're going to read it here on the podcast.
Okay.
On October 1st, 2013, Billy Zane tweeted the following statement.
Yeah.
Do you want to go? You want to alternate lines here? That would be fun.
No, it's all you. Just do it.
Okay. Billy Zane tweeted October 1st, 2013. Government shutdown? Government shut up! Breaking Bad? Baking Dad! Drop the meth, pick up an apple. What do you expect, America, when we canonize a sociopath?
109 retweets, 97 likes on a verified account, which is really amazing. I just love that so much. And I love that he has not deleted it ever.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's beautifully unhinged. Beautifully unhinged. of him. Thank you, Billy Zane.
Thank you, Billy Zane. Very cool.
Mhm.
With that, let's head into recommendations.
Hell yeah, dog.
It's a part of the show where we recommend stuff to check out, stuff to explore, consume, do to yourself and others. Britt, what do you got?
God, one sec. Let me take a look at my Plex server. What have I watched recently that's really good?
It's a good
Sorry,
question, man.
I never write this down because it never occurs to me. I never have anything to recommend.
I mean, who does? You know what I recommend? I recommend taking care of yourself. Drink some water. Get outside a little bit.
Or drink some mysteriously green juice from a
Drink-
water bottle.
Drink some juice from a water bottle. Drink someone's pee. Fucking
Oh, yeah.
drink your own
That's
pee.
healthy.
I don't know. I actually don't recommend that. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know. You could if you wanted to. But take care of yourself. Do whatever it is you need to do. Blast some citrine ropes. Fucking
Ooh, absolutely.
take
Always
a
blast
drop a fat turd in somebody's hot thought pond. Fucking do your thing. Do your stuff.
Okay. I actually do have something I would highly recommend. So a movie that was released this year,
Mm-hmm.
2022's The Outfit. It was
Okay.
incredible. One of the best films I've seen this year by far.
Like it's actually good or it's like bad good.
No, it's like incredibly good. It all takes place in like a couple rooms in a building, and it stars Mark Rylance, and it is just like it's kind of like a period piece, like 1940s. It's about a British tailor that is kind of like involved a little bit with the Irish mob.
Okay.
And the Irish mob starts getting letters from like the Outfit, which is like the bigger mafia started by Al Capone and whatever. And it kind of
That's
goes
Al
from
Capone, actually.
there. Yeah, Al Capone, Fat Tony. Yeah, but it is just like an incredibly well written, super well acted, great production design. Like it is just a super good fucking film. Totally worth your time. Highly recommended.
Hell yeah. All right,
Yeah.
cool. That's a recommendation. We love it. With that, I think it's time for my favorite part of the show.
Oh boy, bucket jokes.
Bucket joke. Bucket joke. Bucket joke.
Bucket joke!
It's a bummer doctors no longer offer to kiss your boo-boo and make it better.
It's true.
Yeah. I made a candy bar for suicidal goths with severe nut allergies. I call it Almond Joy Division.
Yep.
Bruce Willis saw there was a 50% off a half-dozen variety pack sale at the Yankee Candle store. So he got the 6 cents.
There you go. There you go.
6 cents. Yeah.
He got the 6 cents.
6 cents.
Uh-huh.
6 cents.
Uh-huh.
If you remember a photograph you've seen, I think you should be able to tell people you have a photographic memory.
That's true. I
Yeah.
agree.
I want to get into Warhammer 40K, but I don't know if I can run that far.
Okay, that's pretty good.
We should stop letting our children play Duck, Duck, Goose. It's teaching them foul language. The Real Doll Corporation recently announced they're emerging from bankruptcy in a strong financial position thanks to their popular new partial doll made specifically for back shots. When asked about the success, their CEO said they're making a real comeback.
That was a lot of setup.
That's like a 2-sentence joke. That's a
Too many
2-sentence joke.
sentences, too
It's
many
not that long.
It was words strung into sentences.
Man, I'd really hate to hear the band that is somehow worse than Ezra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would actually be a great name for like a Better Than Ezra tribute band. Just worse than Ezra.
Yeah, or better than Ezra. It was announced that Smokey the Bear retired this week in an unfortunate hunting accident.
Oh.
What do sysadmins and line cooks have in common?
Uh-oh.
Well, they both have sex with the servers they work with.
Well, that's good. That's good. I like
you
that
should
a
tell
lot.
that one at Password University.
I may.
People there like that one.
I may. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And with that, those are all my original jokes for the week. We're gonna go into a section now where I just harvest all the worst jokes on the internet that I don't understand or are somehow good in ways.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into that one. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know when you go to the shop and she's like, "What did you buy?" and you start crying like Gav is gone.
What? Wait, how's Gav spelled?
Gav.
Gav. Do you know what they're trying to say here?
I'm going to repeat it for you. Maybe you'll
Okay.
get it this time. You know when you go to the shop and she's like, "What did you buy?" and you start crying like Gav is gone.
Do you know what they're saying?
There's
'Cause I
nothing
don't.
there. There's nothing there. Nothing. Trust me.
Wow.
I like spend
Okay.
like a good 5 minutes like Gavin Newsom? No. Devin Nunes. Okay.
No, wait, it's Devin Nunes. Oh shit.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Gav is gone. I'm so
Gav is
confused.
gone. Hashtag Gav is gone.
So here's another one. The moon tries to pick up the earth. Damn, girl, you thick.
What? Why would the moon pick up the earth? Is it
It's trying to pick up the earth, but it's like, damn, girl, you thick.
because the earth is bigger than the moon? Is that the joke?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Damn, girl, you thick. You're the earth. You thick. I'm the moon. Trying to
I mean,
pick
when you
you
put it
up.
like that, it's pretty funny. Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So, here's one. Addictive things are great until you get addicted to them.
Okay. Sure.
Here's one you might get because you're going to Password University.
Okay.
Although I don't know if you're going to the right Password University for this one. So, when performing system functions, Microsoft operating systems be like, "Please wait. Performing this is only going to take a century."
This is the worst computer joke I've ever heard. that was written by a person who was like 89,000 years old. Like, we're performing computer functions.
That was like written by someone who was assigned to write a joke for his CS course. Like,
Right.
it's not good. Speaking of not good, I meet this American guy that tried his chance playing chess before he realized he lost 2 towers. Now, there's something here. There is a joke buried in here that is great. Like George Bush was playing chess with Al Gore, and I don't know. Like, so there's something about losing 2 towers in chess and 9/11 that can be strung together into a joke here.
Yeah, no,
Right?
I got that part, but like, this
Yeah.
is not it. This is
No,
not it
this
at
is like clumsy. Like, someone thought of like this the idea behind the joke and totally failed at any sort of structure behind it.
Right. The idea is good. There's a nugget.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
good.
I'm going to try to rework this into an actual joke because there's a way to word this that's funny.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But it's not this at all.
No.
So, football is coming home and should stay home where it belongs, in the kitchen.
I mean, okay.
I think this is probably based on. I'm sure there's an ad that says like football is coming home. There's got to be some knowledge I'm
right.
not getting
Okay.
like about
Yeah.
what football is coming home means.
Right.
If you die online, you die in real life. So if you reply, "I'm dead" to your mom on Facebook, you actually die.
Are they pitching a concept for something? Or is this?
No, this was on a joke subreddit.
Okay.
If you die online, you die in real life. So if you reply, "I'm dead" to your mom on Facebook, you actually die.
That's such a okay. This is written by a young person. It's such a Gen Z thing to say "I'm dead." Nobody over the age of like 26 says that.
If dogs were cannibals, then it would really be a dog-eat-dog world.
I kind of like that one.
I kind of do too. It's just like it depends on the delivery. Like if you get it totally dry, it's actually kind of funny.
Like if you're like, I've been thinking a lot lately, you know, if dogs were cannibals, well, then it would actually be a dog-eat-dog world, huh?
Or you could do like, you know, any world is a dog-eat-dog world if you don't feed them. Here's one. Natives call me "man who swims with cats" because I drown in pussy.
This feels not okay in some way.
I mean, the fact that it's just a bad joke. I don't really care. I mean, it could be offensive to Native people. I think they'd just be offended that it's just not a good joke.
Right.
Like
right.
you could do something with the structure of like, you know, Native people calling you something, but it's not in this context in any way. Like you could like actually make a good, you know, thing about like colonialism or something like that with a joke like that, but this is not a good way to do it.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, here we go. It's hard to grasp what my teacher were saying because she has a thick accent.
That's a bad joke. It doesn't work on a lot of levels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, those are all my bad jokes for the week. So we're gonna get into the Hall of Shame, my favorite bad jokes that no one on the internet liked, but I have saved from the graveyard of jokes because I personally think they're great. And we've got a couple chart movers this week. Although it's all the same 4 jokes as last week, I've decided some of them are much funnier than others. And so we got a top 4. Number 4. A criminal can never swim because he's Sin King. It's like the king of sin. Sin King.
The thought process behind that one, it's really something. It's
Yeah,
really something.
Yeah, Sin King. And moving a couple positions down, but still very, very funny. And the reason I made this list in the first place. 2 women walked out of a library. They cleaned it so well. Really just a wonderful, wonderful joke. Coming in at number 2. Kurt Cobain received mind-blowing head on April 5th, 1994.
This is my favorite one.
It's
This
really
one's so good. I've
Is
told
it
this
really your
joke to
favorite one?
multiple people.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's
But
amazing.
in my opinion, at number one this week, the one that I think really takes the cake and keeps on like making me laugh.
Mhm.
A man walks into a stable, and the horse says, "Why the small cock?"
So good. So
It's
good.
so fucking good.
So good. Yeah. All
Cool. Well,
right.
that's it. Those are my jokes for the week. Close it out.
Fucking joke.
Hey, that's the end of the goddamn
That's it.
show,
That's the whole
friends.
thing. Yeah.
Spencer, where can I find you on the internet to harass you and send you pictures of other people's buttholes?
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that. You can send me pictures of buttholes.
Other people's buttholes.
Spencer.zone. Britt, where can I send you excerpts of Dave Mustaine's conversation with Joe Rogan?
Oh, definitely at a Bucketcast on any social media, or as I like to call it, anti-social media. What's up? What's up? Hell yeah.
Well, anyways, I have been Spencer.
And I've been a little kitten named Britton.
You've been listening to Gettin' Head, a
A
Bucketcast.
Bucketcast.
Stay
Stay
greasy.
greasy.
Bucketheads.
Bucketheads.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Wait.
You can't try to get laid or watch people. You gotta go out and get that job. What a waste of pleasure. What a waste of pleasure. What a waste of pleasure.
Okay, we lied.
Hey,
There's one
look
more
at where
part
we
of the
are.
show.
Look at where we found ourselves. What happened to the thing with the thing? Sking-a-bing. Bing, bang,
Yeah.
boom. It's our scat party. Welcome to the Gettin' Head scat party.
I would.
You want to go first or should I? I'll go first. Scat bam baby bam bam gow. Who babba dibba doo boo doo bang goo gaga gaga doo doo doo. Sing a digga 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 sing a digga. I fucked it up. I fucked up my free scat. It's your turn. I lost the scat.
Right. Ski ba 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 dow ba 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 bow bow just be low ba 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 beep ba 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 dow ba 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 ba. I don't know. I like to be very percussive with
Yeah,
the ba
yeah.
ba 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 ba. You know,
Kind of slipped on that skeetily beat right there.
skeetily
though.
beep ba ba ba.
You really slipped on the skeetily beat. You gotta tighten up your
Skeetity-bop-bow.
skeetily beat, Spencer.
Okay,
Which
all
is
right.
what I'm sure they tell you at the bathhouse as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's too
Yeah.
loose.
Speaking of the bathhouse, we're here in the bathhouse of the show,
Yeah, we are.
getting a blowjob from a stranger.
Totally. So this is the part of the show where we rewrite our favorite scene from Bam Margera's seminal film, Ming Hags.
Seminal film.
Seminal film, Ming Hags from 2009. We call it the Ralph scene. And if you type 10 hours of the Ralph scene into YouTube, you can watch it for 10 hours. So
Or less than that if you want to. But we recommend the whole 10 hours.
we
'cause
do
you'll-
to fully get immersed. Yeah.
yeah.
In the culture. But anyways, we have a couple of hot steaming Ralph scenes for you today. I don't know if you want to start or if I want to start. Mine requires a bit of setup. So up to you. I don't know how obscure yours is this week, but mine is very.
Mine is not very obscure at all. It's actually relevant current news that we've talked about maybe on this podcast before.
Okay. Well, let's do yours first then. And then we'll talk about mine.
Yeah, okay.
And-
So, a little backstory on this. Vince McMahon recently stepped down as the CEO of WWE World
Right.
Wrestling Entertainment.
Because he wasn't like paying off women that he was
Yes.
like doing
Through
stuff
sexual
to?
misconduct stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting blowjobs from women and paying them a couple $1 million to keep quiet, making
That's a
them
really
sign NDAs,
expensive
stuff like
blowjob.
that. And so
Yeah.
the first one happened, and the ratings actually increased, and everyone's like, oh, well, he has most of the voting stock, so, I mean, he is, like, the major shareholder, so nothing can really take him down. But then a lot of other stuff came out, and he might have done some very illegal things, like use the company's money to pay these women off. So he
Cool.
just resigned to try to deal with that. And I've heard like the product has gotten way better since he's left, which is awesome. Because he was supposed to be like super overbearing and just a crazy old man who slept like 3 hours a night.
Oh yeah, cool.
Not very cool. Not very cool. So you're going to be a representative of the board of directors, and I'm going to be Vince McMahon.
Perfect.
So you're going to be the Ralph character, and I'm going to be it's like let me get into a
Wait.
Vince McMahon. He's very growly.
Wait, no, I'm not the Ralph character.
I'm sorry. No, I said I'm Vince McMahon, who is the Ralph character.
Oh, okay. I see.
So yeah.
All right.
Wow. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. There. Okay. All right.
Doing an Alex Jones, I see.
It's kind of he is a little bit Alex Jonesier. Alex Jones has a whisperier sound though. Like Vince McMahon is always shouting. It's very interesting.
All right. Jesus Christ, Vince McMahon. Aren't you supposed to make a wrestling company today?
Nah. There's a multiple paying off women for sexual misconduct coming on at 4.
You can't paying off multiple women for sexual misconduct. You got to do that wrestling company.
Nah. I'm gonna try to get laid tonight.
Vince, the board is getting tired of it. You're going to do that wrestling company today. TODAY.
This is muffed up. I'm taking the day off.
Back in any other company, we'd remove CEOs like you. The board would like to shoot you, stupid.
You couldn't remove the side of a barn.
If we were in the jungle, the board would vote to slice your throat.
And this isn't the jungle. My fans will save me.
I can't believe you even combined the territories to make this.
I made this.
What a waste of sports entertainment.
My name is Vince.
Your career in stock makes a good target. You better have a wrestling by the end of the day or else. You see this? It's gonna hurt. Get a wrestling! Cool. That was fun. Good. Okay, so for mine, do you know who Kim.com is?
Yeah, creator of Mega series of companies.
Right, Mega Upload and then Mega.
And also, he was at one time the top-ranked COD player in the world.
Yeah, Call of Duty player in the world. Yeah, totally.
And he had logged something insane too. Like he had logged like 20,000 hours at some point.
Yeah,
like, just an absolutely inhuman amount of time on the game.
Right. And he's quite a character. He's a German national who was arrested in the early 90s and charged with computer crimes due to like hacking and stuff. He's been in the internet scene for a long time. He's a musician, has released a lot of music. Currently lives in New Zealand. He bought his way into the country by paying the New Zealand government $10 million so that he could attain permanent residency.
Beautiful palatial estate there too.
Mm-hmm. That was raided by the police in collaboration with the FBI because of charges brought against him by the MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America, for his file sharing site Mega Upload, which honestly I think is bullshit. That's stupid. But Kim.com is an interesting and somewhat controversial figure, and this is a conversation between him and the hacking group Lizard Squad on Christmas Day 2012. What happened was hacking group Lizard Squad was, I guess famous is maybe not the right word, but infamous maybe a little bit better, for launching DDoS attacks against gaming services. This was something that they did mostly between 2012 and 2014. After 2014, 3 of their members were arrested and they kind of ceased operations. DDoS attack is a distributed denial of service attack where sophisticated computer users create botnets to flood a connection with attempted connections, basically preventing any new connections, and thus bringing down internet-connected services.
It also, DDoS also stands for Dong Dick Orgasm Semen.
That's true. Thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So, anyways, On Christmas Day 2012, Lizard Squad launched a DDoS attack against both Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. It lasted most of the day on Christmas Day 2012 until Kim.com gave them 3,000 lifetime accounts to mega.co.nz, which then they agreed to end the attack. And he did this presumably so he could continue to play Call of Duty.
Amazing.
Which
Just
is
so
an amazing thing
self-interested.
that happened in history. Like, I think it's funny. So here's the conversation. Here's how it went down between those folks. We could do either. I'll play Ralph. I'll play Kim.com in this circumstance. I got to do a German accent because he's German.
Yeah. I think he's got a pretty high voice too. I remember him
He's
sounding
German.
kind of like a little German boy.
Talk like a German boy.
What are they doing to my servers?
Yes. And then you are Lizard, a representative of Lizard Squad.
Okay, I'm
good?
gonna be a super hacker then.
Yeah, super hacker, man.
All right, are we ready here?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Kim.com. Aren't you supposed to be playing Call of Duty today?
There's a widespread DDoS attack on both major platforms right now.
You can't play no COD. You gotta do something else now.
Yeah, I might record another protest song against Barack Obama tonight.
Kim, aren't you getting tired of it? Don't you want to play Call of Duty today? TODAY over.
You're right. This is pretty muffed up. I'm not taking the day off.
Back in the day, we loved sharing pirated content on Mega Upload. We'd love to do that some more. Stupid.
You couldn't upload the side of a barn.
If we were IRL and not online, I'd like to see you say that, Patty.
Well, this is online, so I guess I could bribe you to stop the attacks by giving you 3,000 lifetime accounts to mega.co.nz.
I can't believe we came here so quickly.
Who says I come quickly?
What a waste of botnet.
My name is Kim.com.
Your history of copyright violations and shady business practices make a good target for the FBI colluding with the MPAA to try to take you down. By the end of the day, you better not get extradited to stand trial in the U.S. See the accounts you gave us. We're going to share a bunch of pirated material.
Meow.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Super duper. Super.
Yeah, I highly recommend reading Kim.com's Wikipedia page. I read the whole thing today, and it was great.
Wonderful.
So,
It's an interesting character.
quite an interesting character. And with that, we're actually done. Bye-bye.
Bye. Go eat a banana, pocket banana. Lose
Yeah.
your key card. Bye.
There,